Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. This is your neighborhood friendly Oxhorn, and I'm here at Covenant today to share with you how I max my settlement populations. So for those of you who have watched my previous videos, I aim to get 36 settlers at each settlement. Now, it's kind of tricky to do, and it's not intuitive on how to do it. So as I mentioned in another video, the maximum number of settlers that each settlement can have is based on your player's charisma. Now, this does take into effect not only your base charisma, but also any charisma boosting items. So before you begin, make sure that you equip any sharp items. So I have an entire set of sharp armor, arm, leg, and chest. This is a full set of sharp armor. Each one gives me +1 charisma. Then you need to make sure that you consume some charisma boosting items. So let's go ahead and take a grape mentats, which gives us 5 charisma. Let's take a day tripper, which gives us 3 charisma. And let's take a beer or any other alcoholic beverage, which gives us an additional 1 charisma. And then let's take a look at our charisma level. Charisma is at 24, so let's add 10 to that, and that gives us 34 charisma. We can boost this even higher by putting on some black rim sunglasses and let's say a trilby hat. That brings me to 36. That's how I get my 36 level. Now, I've seen other players who have been able to get a maximum of 40 for charisma. I forget exactly how they did that, but my cap is 36 based on my charisma level. So I need to get 36 settlers at each settlement. So the way I go about this is I designate one of my settlements to be a feeder settlement. This is a feeder colony that I use to ramp up on settlers quickly and then send those settlers to my various settlements. Now, there have been some excellent gamers who have decompiled the way that settler recruitment works, and there are some surprising things. So your settlement has a base percentage chance to recruit a new settler every single day based on settlement happiness, how many settlers are assigned versus unassigned, and so on and so forth. So when you first get a settlement, as soon as you put up a recruitment beacon, you immediately get between 1 to 3 settlers. Then, if your settlement population is really low, you get an additional benefit, an additional bonus every single day towards the number of settlers that settlement can recruit. The base math for settlement recruitment is that if your settlement is eligible, you haven't met your cap yet, then you have a 10% chance to recruit a settler plus the settlement happiness divided by 2. That's the number. So that's one other good reason to have high settlement happiness. It increases your chance of recruiting a new settler at the end of each day. If your settlement population is less than 5, then add a population bonus to that, which is 5 minus the population of that settlement times 10%. And that's the math that goes behind it. You guys can figure out the math from there. But what I do is I put on all of this charisma boosting items, and then I'll just go and move a settler to one of my settlements. Now, you see many of my settlements are already capped, but some of them are not, including Nordhagen Beach. So I'm going to send one settler there. And then what I do is I'll go to my settler, and I'll put a mining helmet on that settler just to remind myself that this settler has already been assigned to a new settlement. And the reason I do that is because as I'm running around reassigning settlers, I'll sometimes lose track of which one has been assigned or not. So then I just look for the next unassigned settler, and I'll move that settler to the next one. Looks like I filled up Nordhagen Beach, so let's go to 10 Pines Bluff. Add a new hat, and keep on going. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You go through your entire settlement, you find your unassigned settlers, you assign them to a new colony, And then you put a mining helmet on them or something that identifies them so that you know that you have moved them. Now, the game waits until the end of the day to actually move your settlers. So they are going to wander around your settlement for a while, which can get a little bit confusing, which is why I put on the mining helmet. But just to show you how this works, let's move this time to the end of the day, and you'll see all of the ones in mining helmets move on to their new home. And there they go. There's the grand exodus, ladies and gentlemen. Settlers who are part of this community start going to their beds, and settlers who have been moved do a mass exodus. That's how you know it worked. So see my other video where I talk about the charisma details that go into maximizing your charisma so that you can get more settlers to your settlement. But my charisma is such so that I have a 36 settler cap for each of my settlements, and this is how I go about moving them. It's important to move your unassigned settlers as soon as your settlement gets more than 5 or 6 unassigned settlers, because their recruitment will start slowing down, and that settlement will no longer gain new settlers. So you want to empty your settlement of unassigned settlers as soon as possible, move them to your new settlements so that you can maximize their settlement populations, and then your empty settlement will start to recruit new settlers at a much higher pace. As you can see, this one went from 24 settlers to 15 settlers. So this is ready and primed to start attracting new settlers. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this video was helpful. Please watch the other videos so that you can see what charisma is necessary to get to this new cap. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more Fallout 4 videos and Far Harbor content.